let's talk about Grand Theft Auto. So I played the original Grand Theft Auto. I played the I played second, third, Fast City Stories, Grand Theft Auto 4, 5. Only two I haven't played is the two side Grand Theft Auto games in Grand Theft Auto 4, I think, with Gay Tony and one other one. I can't think of the other one, but those two I haven't played. I'm pretty sure I have played other ones besides the DS and two DLC for Grand Theft Auto 4. I want to say it straight out. Who who's like to my opinion, I don't know who won who could play this game. Even though it says has to be 18 years old to play a game, but I would say maybe like 15, maybe 14. Even though they do have nudity and gun violence and anything else in the game, 15, 16, to my opinion, the reason why I think it should be 15, 16, because we should see that stuff anyways in the movies, anyways. Like in the movies, it's way worse than the video games. In the real world out there, the real world is way worse. Like Grand Theft Auto show you. Different around in New York, Philly, LA, real world is way worse than the video games in GTA. My first time playing Grand Theft Auto, well, first on it actually was on PlayStation 1, Grand Theft Auto, the original, the first one. Tattoo, I don't know how I get a hand onto the game because I don't remember getting it because I think I was playing Grand Theft Game Third besides the first one. The one I do remember playing the first time it was Grand Theft Auto Fast City, not Fastest Stories but Fast City. That's my first Grand Theft Auto I enjoyed playing. Pretty much the Grand Theft Auto Fast City, basically in Miami. We got can't remember his name is. I should know his name, but I forget it's so long ago I played him. But we were in Miami, we were like the main in the Miami, and the graphics. Well, not the graphics, the map itself. They look so good. I had never went to Miami before, but when I see it in that city, I could see Miami be like that. It looks really nice map. Like, even though the graphics is iffy, it's not like the greatest. I know a lot of people are gonna say Vice City is pretty good graphics at that time. So I'm saying it could be better, but the map itself looks pretty good. The story, oh my god, don't get me started with the story. The most of Grand GTA, the most GTA story, like GTA 5 have the really good story. GTA 4, it's pretty good. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. GTA 3 is decent. Vice City is really good. Vice City stories. Tell my opinion, Vice City stories. Even though I do like Vice City stories a little bit, but it's not. I don't like Vice City is way better than Vice City stories. I know some people saying Vice City story is better than Vice City. To my opinion, it's really is not because just because to my opinion, in Vice City, it has a better story than Vice City's story. Every Vice City story you had to follow someone who used to be in the military, get kicked out from. Oh, I can't talk about that in this on YouTube. YouTube will get mad at me talking about it. I don't know if you're gonna get mad at me talking about GTA. Because GTA is very controversial video game of all time. I don't care what people say. You might say Doom is, Wolfenstein, it go both ways. But GTA is the most controversial video game of all time, to my opinion. In my lifetime, my opinion, GTA is the most controversial video game of all time. The thing I like in GTA 5, I love how they do the first person view. First time I seen it blew my mind away because I always want to play GTA in first person, and they did it, and it's really awesome to play first person in GTA 5. Anyways, in GTA 5, I would say the driving get incredible better compared to other games. The GTA 5 has the best driving of all GTA games. I feel like the entire tone and the how fast it goes is almost perfect toning, which I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at driving and racing games, but in GTA, it feels like it's I have more control of the car than of most other racing games. Like not the big racing games, like most like medium and small racing games. But in GTA 3, oh boy, this is gonna be a wild talking about GTA 3. The vertical, it's so bad toning. It's really bad toning. That probably is part of the worst. Actually, no, it's the second worst driving in GTA because the original GTA is a little bit worse than GTA 3. Even though the original GTA is an arcade, well, most of all GTA, it kind of makes me well, most of the arcade, but the original Grand Theft Auto is the most arcade than in all GTA games. But did another thing GTA 3 did kind of bad. Some of the models in GTA Grand Theft Auto 3 looks really bad. Like, I know a lot of people say Grand Theft Auto 3 is probably the worst of the bunch, or second is the worst of the bunch. I say Grand Theft Auto 3 is the worst one of the bunch because they didn't do a good job on the cars, the models. Sometimes the graphics it looks kind of dull at the points, but story stuff pretty okay. It's pretty good. It's not the greatest one. It's not the worst. It's in the middle of the bunch. If Grand Theft 3 doesn't have a decent story, Grand Theft 3 could be a big fail for Rockstar's games. It's kind of is a fail because Internet is decent or terrible with Grand Theft 3. It is the worst Grand Theft Auto. It is the worst Grand Theft Auto game of the series. But compared to a 3 and 2, I say 3 is worse than 2. And I know a lot of people say 2 is worst one, but I say Grand Theft Auto 3 is the worst one. Just because the controls are terrible. They're trash. Trash. Grand Theft Auto 4. I played a lot of hours in Grand Theft Auto 4. A lot of hours. I completed the story. Yeah, I beat the story one. I beat the Grand Theft Auto 4 one time. The online, I surprised online it is pretty fun. You don't have that much things to do in Grand Theft Auto 4. At least on PS3 you don't. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 have like Grand Theft Auto Online that have like personal jobs, maybe go on beanies, race. There's a lot of things going on in Grand Theft Auto Online / GTA 3. About Grand Theft Auto Online, I just read something about Grand Theft Auto Online is down. It's off. We cannot go on Grand Theft Auto Online anymore. I do want to know why Rockstar shut down. I don't tell me because the Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out and they want to shut down that and want to focus on that. We have Grand Theft Auto 4 Online. I know Grand Theft Auto Online they have all the stuff going on. It's probably too much to focus on with that in the game itself. I do think might want to move that to the new um online business for them. But this will keep it up until the new Grand Theft Auto comes out. I don't know the first story behind it. I don't know what's going on with that. If you guys if I want to know, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of the Grand Theft Auto Grand Theft Auto Grand Theft Auto Online down. What do you think about it and what's going on with that? To my opinion, it's kind of dumb because Grand Theft Auto 6 haven't come out, but I don't know if we have any announcement about it. Well, we do have an announcement. We haven't seen a trailer from me. At least I don't see the trailer from Grand Theft Auto 6. My opinion, Grand Theft Auto series is very fun. It's a very fun game. But you have to be very mature playing it. You have to be very mature playing it because this game is not for everyone. It's not for everyone because it's very close to real life. It's very close to real life, like the bad side of life. But you have to be very mature playing it. Because I played very young. I surprised my parents let me play Grand Theft Auto. I'm really surprised. But anyways, that's my thoughts on Grand Theft Auto, my experience, my thoughts on Grand Theft Auto. And I want to say see you in the next video. It's pretty much in this is the end of my video. And see you in the next video. Peace.